Hey, what's up everybody? So once the Adidas and Yeezy deal ended due to the anti-Semitic comments that Kanye made a few months ago, most people thought, or the general consensus was, that Adidas was going to suffer a major loss this year because of that whole Yeezy deal. But it feels like, at least to me, without even seeing the numbers in terms of sales that Adidas has had this year in 2023, I feel like Adidas has been able to maintain its status because of some of the classic sneakers have had sort of a renaissance era, like the Adidas Samba and also the Adidas Gazelle, just to name a few. Those models have been so popular here in 2023 that I feel like those sales have had such a major impact to Adidas because of their popularity. And also Adidas had a Yeezy day where they restocked some classic models and some new models because they finally decided to sell some of that inventory that was sitting, because they knew they were going to have massive losses. So they decided to sell that inventory and recoup some of those projected losses, but also give Kanye, I believe, a 50% commission, and also some of the proceeds Adidas was going to donate to some organizations. So with that being said, guys, the purpose of this video is something that I don't really do too much in this channel, is reviewing a lot of Adidas sneakers. I wanted to review some Adidas sneakers that I've recently picked up and some that I already had, but I wanted to make this review for you guys so you can see some of these models, how they look. I'll talk about them briefly. I'm not really going to get into crazy details, but I'll talk about them and also show you guys how they look on feet. So let's jump right into it. All right, so starting things off, here we have the Adidas Mexicano. It was a shoe that was actually sent to me, and in this colorway here, it's basically celebrating Cinco de Mayo. And for a lot of you guys out there, Cinco de Mayo is not Mexico's independence. It's actually a battle that they won against France in the late 1800s. So just so you know, here in this exclusive colorway, Adidas worked with Size, who is a retailer from the UK. It's technically not a collaboration, but the colorway, including this one and the mostly purple colorway, are exclusive colorways to the Size store. The Adidas Mexicano is actually a shoe that pays homage to when Mexico hosted the World Cup back in 1970. And the reason why I wanted to highlight this model is because of the popularity of the Adidas Samba and also the Gazelle. This model here looks very similar to both of those models. So if you're someone interested in this shoe, especially if you're Mexican or Mexican descent, this might be a colorway that you might be interested in getting. You have a mostly suede upper in the red color. The three stripes on both sides are in a purple color. All the way to the back, you do have some green, and the inside of the shoe, you have some Mexico and Adidas branding. One of the cool details of this model is on the lateral side, you will find the Adidas Mexicano branding in a gold color. Gum rubber midsole and outsole on this model as well. Again, very similar to the Samba, and also some Gazelles. In terms of sizing with the shoe, I would recommend the same size you would buy in Adidas Samba. Maybe if you're someone who has really wide feet, because these shoes are very narrow. Even though they look narrow, they're actually not as tight. I feel like this upper is quite stretchy, but if you still want some extra room, I would recommend going half a size up. All right, next one up is the Adidas Rivalry Low. This is actually a shoe that I was eyeing for a while now, ever since Adidas brought it back. And basically here you have an 80s basketball shoe, very similar to an Adidas Forum Low. On this particular model, you definitely see similarities to the Adidas Forum Low, but I feel like you can also see some similarities to the Adidas Shell Top, especially all the way to the back of the shoe. On this particular colorway, you have a mostly white upper and also light gray. The upper is primarily constructed pretty much of a nice leather material, and one of my favorite details of this colorway is the fact that it already has a pre-aged look. You have this very cream laces right out of the box. You have this super cream midsole and outsole as well. Very cool details here from Adidas. This leather actually feels pretty good. In terms of sizing and comfort, pretty much think of an Adidas Forum Low. If you already own a pair of those, I would suggest going with that same size as well. All right, next one up is the Yeezy 350 V2 in the Carbon Beluga colorway. Had this colorway dropped a few years ago, I would have been so excited to have this shoe in hand. But for me, the Yeezy 350 V2 has pretty much fallen off my rotation. I don't remember the last time I wore a pair of 350 V2s, but with this colorway, obviously inspired by the Beluga colorway, I just felt like I needed to grab this pair. Honestly, I'm not sure if I'm going to keep it or anything like that, because again, I just don't rock 350s like that anymore. But I do have to admit that this colorway is very nice, especially when you get them in hand. What's really interesting about this colorway, like most Yeezy colorways, that you see them in photos and you think it's a certain color, but once you get them in hand, they just look a lot different once you see them very close. Similar with these, and I'm not sure if the camera's gonna pick that up, but the color that looks like a dark gray in person, in hand, up close, is actually like an olive color, which is a really cool detail. You obviously have this very bright stripe on the lateral side, classic to the 350 V2. You also have the supplied 350 branding as well. Another cool detail about this colorway is that the laces are also reflective. On the inside part of the shoe, you'll find some Adidas and Yeezy branding. Similar on the outsole, you would also find some Adidas and also some Boost branding there on the heel. In terms of sizing with the Yeezy 350, these been around for a long time, and I believe most of you guys already know by now to go a size up, whether it's at least half a size. Some people even go a full size. I even heard people going a full 1.5. So whatever you prefer, go with that, but I would at least size up with the Yeezy 350. And finally, guys, the Adidas Samba. This shoe right here, this model has just been killing it since last year, and it continues to do so here in 2023. I wish I could see the numbers of what this shoe is doing right now, because I feel like you keep seeing it everywhere on social media. Brands that are posting their models, a lot of them have Adidas Sambas on, and it's also a great summer shoe. Very versatile. You can dress it up, dress it down, and man, props to Adidas to be able to market this shoe so well, because it just seems like it's just killing it for Adidas. One of the collaborations that I'm still waiting on getting my pair was the one between Kith Clarks and Adidas. I recently got an email from Kith sending an update of the shoe, so I can't wait to get those in hand and make a review for you guys. But I definitely recommend you get a pair of Adidas Sambas. Not the most comfortable shoe, but it's definitely cool and it really looks good on feet. So that's it for me, guys. I wanted to make this video to show Adidas some love with my recent pickups, but I also wanted to make this video so that you guys can see them in case you were someone interested in any of these pairs. Let me know in the comments below what you think about these shoes, what you think about the Samba, and also what do you think about the current Adidas and Yeezy situation. And like always, guys, thank you so much for tuning in. To all the new subscribers, thank you. Feel free to like the video, comment below. I'll leave some affiliate links in the description below. Also follow me on Instagram at GuyInKicks. So that's it, guys. Catch you guys in the next one. Peace.